happy to host Quan today to introduce Tranching Protocol to us. You got 20 minutes. We're good to
Thank
go.
you so much, Steve, and thank you so much for all the audience. Thank you for your time. Yeah, we would like to show you what we are busy with and with some recent updates with you. Yeah, that might be very exciting if you are in favor of those DeFi derivatives. Okay, so maybe yeah, let me share my screen. Okay, let me share. Okay, cool. Uh, First of all, we would like to show you a very let's go over the deck file very quickly. Okay, Tranching Protocol is actually a decentralized trenching investment protocol on blockchain. Yeah, and we. Our credo is that we will broaden the DeFi investment spectrum by rearranging the risk avenue profile of existing product and enhance the yield rate by various approach, but actually mainly the trenching rationale. I don't know whether you are familiar with the trenching, the rationale in fact traditional finance. But actually, it's very famous and widely adapted, especially in those derivatives and well, it backs to 2008. Okay, during the Great Crisis, there are a lot of tranched products. Actually, it's the rationale is quite simple. It's like given an underlying cash flow, the tranching products will split the original cash flow into several sub cash flows, with some are called, senior tranche and some are called junior tranche. In one word, okay, the principle is the higher risk, the higher yield. Of course, on the other side, you can see the lower risk, the lower revenue, revenue, lower yield. So. Actually, these tranching products will cater a different risk appetites for across different investors, and it gains a lot of popularity in traditional finance. While its market cap in traditional fund will be like in trillions, it is highly under development in crypto industry, especially in DeFi, and this is what we are trying to improve. Okay, and for us, our team, the Tranching team, are specialized in derivatives for years. Yeah, of course, we are not we are not selling clothes to make our first money and then come to do DeFi or whatever. And what is Tranching Protocol? Our in the previous example, I told everyone that in the traditional finance, the underlying cash flow, actually it will be something like a mortgage and some other repayment. However, in DeFi, we would like to try some really new underlying cash flows for the DeFi yield farming. Of course, maybe some mainstream cryptocurrency coins and some other derivatives are also doable for us. And we would like to use tranching and auto compounding, and automatic LTV matching various approach to enhance, to augment your yield. And we would like to we are very happy to to launch our products on various blockchains. However, maybe we will first start with by BSC, because Binance Smart Chain it's quite user friendly on gas fee and some other some other factors. Okay. Um, uh, uh, because we are quite limited, and actually our yeah and our and actually our uh, uh, deck is a little bit prolonged, so let's just get straight to the nuts. Okay. uh, so actually, we would like to address why we need Tranching Protocol. Uh, So first of all, okay, I think we believe that there is a natural needs for various risk return profile in the crypto industry because the current in the current DeFi yield farming industry, okay, there are sometimes you got really limited choice for your investment for your funds. For example, you only get for example low some single coin stake or stable coins yield farming pool, but it's a relatively low APY. Yeah, if you want to pursue some high APY, you would have to stay, you would have to buy hold different coins, and you are suffer from a lot of risk. For example, the micro environment risk, and sometimes impermanent loss risk, and so ever. Yeah. So we believe that the first one, maybe we call it a low risk, low return, and the latter is high risk, high return. However, with Tranching, you might get some other choice, besides these two. For example, you can get a medium one and some extremely high one, so that it can it can grant you more choice. So it's really useful, and we would like to show you later with some cases, and uh, combined with our Tranching protocol, we believe that you can create a lot of different yield function, the payoff function, to give you some more some more and more flexible, or more and more flexible options. And yeah, so and there is a very interesting and exciting example is that uh, you can use tranching to manage your risk. Okay. And actually, in traditional finance, this is the main purpose for tranching. For example, there is some funds who want to seek some more stable and safe, secure return. So they would like they would like to accept a lower return rate, in case of in exchange for the security. So they would like to buy in the senior, so-called senior tranche, and in this case, they get a the lower return, but they get a lower risk, and the risk will be transferred to those junior tranche holders, so that this is actually a very useful and powerful tool for the risk managers. Okay, so it's definitely can be applicated into the DeFi area. In DeFi, there's a lot of risk. Okay, and with Tranching, maybe you can with Tranching protocol, you can manage this such kinds of risks very easily. Okay, let's name it some very important kinds of risk. For example, the first one and the most challenging and exciting is the impermanent loss risk. Okay, there are a lot of very smart guys in this industry. They try their best. They put up some many interesting. They put up many interesting tools and series and some other techniques to mitigate the impermanent loss, while doing yield farming. And for us, we see a very natural solution for managing the impermanent loss risk. That is, to make it tradable. And then, let the people who are sensitive to the risk of impermanent loss, they would like they might they could trade it, they could sell this such kind of risk to those people who are willing to buy it at a price, at a certain price. Okay, this is a very natural source. So to make it tradable, and then we rearrange the risk. Rearrange the risk revenue profile. Okay, yeah. So uh, Actually, impermanent loss, this is very simple, yes, but actually, impermanent loss is extremely high, extremely difficult. As a professional you used to be a professional in risk management. For me, I think impermanent loss is a very difficult problem itself because it's really hard to hedge. Because you need to buy a lot of options, a portfolio of options to hedge it. This is really hard for normal people. Let alone even for the professionals, it's very hard. Let alone for non people, they will be, it's not really not user friendly. And even if that, we can tell you how to buy them. You can find that it's really affect your capital efficiency because you should have to allocate some extra funds for constructing your hedging portfolio. And last but the most important factor is that you could not buy such options because the option markets for cryptocurrency is highly underdeveloped. So there is so limited products for you to trade. So all in all, we can just see that impermanent loss is not it's impossible to hedge, in the traditional method. But with the Tranching protocol, you can, if you are really sensitive to this such kind of risk, you can easily sell them. Like this. So we would like to, for example, for the impermanent loss risk, we would construct a pool, okay, a tranching pool, based on the underlying yield farming pool. In our tranching pool, you will have two choices. You have two options: the senior tranche and the junior tranche. In our product, for in order to make it much easier to understand, we will name the senior tranche the so-called protected tranche, and the later one, the junior tranche, the high yield tranche. Okay, this reflects the most important feature of each tranche. Okay, if you are sensitive to the impermanent loss risk, you would you'd better go to the senior tranche. In this case, you would forfeit a part of your future yield money rewards in exchange for such like kind of like insurance for what? For the case that in case that the yield farming pool incur some impermanent loss, you will get a compensation from the junior tranche. Okay, that's quite simple. And of course, tranching protocol is not limited to just the loss. Okay, you can also tranching some other risk, such as the leverage, the liquidation risk. Okay, there are there are so many leveraged products. And those products, leveraged products, gained a lot of attractions in crypto community. People likes it, and it gives you a very good, great, sweet APY. However, you are exposed to the liquidation risk. So actually, with tranching protocol, you can tranching the liquidation risk. And actually, our first product, is about it. Okay, it could deliver a very attractive APY, but at a very stable and consider and sustainable way. Okay, this is we would like to build our first product based upon the leveraged yield farming. The underlying asset, the underlying pool underlying position would be a delta neutral position, which means that it will be kind of irrelevant to the macro environment. And we will build a senior. Okay, let's we would actually build a senior and a junior tranche based on our underlying pool. In this interface, okay, you just if you subscribe, okay, this is just for testing. This is internal testing based, and this step is built upon the the testnet of BSC, and this this page is just for showing. We believe that the final version might be different from it. Okay, for in this in our this your product, all you have to do is like to just to stake and unstake your stable coins. Okay, the US dollar coins, and you can select the protected tranche or the high yield tranche. Okay, actually the protected tranche is the senior tranche. Okay, this tranche forfeits a part of its farming yield in exchange for the protection of liquidity risk. Okay, this is what case. Yeah, um, the high yield will have higher yields. While assuming more risk. You know, with this actually, the underlying position is a quite complicated, farming strategy. However, in our interface, all for you, it's just it's as easy as a as a single as a single coin staking. Okay, you can just or you only need to interact with our app with your US dollar coin. Okay, you just subscribe or or just unsubscribe. Okay, like this. With this you can get a very high, very high APY. Based on the current real scenario, for the protected tranche, you can have like 15 to 20 APY. And it's actually free of liquidity risk. Okay, it's something. It's almost I say almost like the still single coins staking. It can overbeat almost all the current DeFi products, and all the APY we are talking is with no extra incentives. Okay, of course we're still thinking about it. The team is still thinking about it, but just if we have some other tokens, if we launch our own tokens, we might reward those miners, so those farmers, and this will further boost the APY. Okay, and for the junior tranche, maybe the APY will be like 70 to 100 APY. Okay, for the current scenario. So all you need to do, okay, is it's quite similar to the previous one. All you need to do is just for example, you just stake your US dollar coin, in our interface. Okay, all you need to do is just subscribe, unsubscribe. Of course, the product will come, will run in circles. Okay, so between you can unsubscribe at any time, but you can only withdraw them after a certain circle. Okay, something like this. So yeah. That's the recent updates about the Tranching Protocol. We believe that previously we only shared very little information to the public, and this time this is the very first time we show a very detailed concept of our product, of our work, and of course definitely the first time we show the this interface. Okay, yeah, it's a little bit simple because it's just for internal testing. However, we believe it's quite potential, and so far the internal test is doing very well. It's very smooth, and we really want to accelerate all the processes and launch the real products for real products for you. And we would like to share. We can't wait, to launch the Tranching Protocol to the public. So we believe that after we believe that we could launch the beta version in Q1, by the end of Q1. maybe earlier, and then we will launch, the second, the third product. For example, the second product would be a tranching pool regarding to the impermanent loss risk. Because the first is regarding to the liquidity risk, and some other products is on the way. For example, some other like we would like to think about using some cross chain products too. Okay, but still, all we are really working hard, and please still stay tuned if you are interested at what we are doing and what we will do. Okay, and yeah, I really thank you for your time. Yeah, it's always happy to talk with Steve and all the audience. Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Kwan.
Mm,
Yes, we're out of time, but I love your
mm,
product. I love that you have
mm,
already made progress. Happy to see your
mm.
product for the first time.
Thank you.
So guys, if you like Tranching Protocol, it's actually a very advanced DeFi protocol.
Mm,
So try out their products, join their community, support Kwang.
mm,
It's an early stage project. I guess just like um, launched last year. So support them. Go to hackerlink.io and vote for Tranching Protocol
yeah,
on our
yeah,
platform. And thank you for joining us today. And I can't wait to meet you again at the demo session in 2 weeks um,
yeah.
at the final demo day. Thank you for joining us today, Kwan. Have a great one.
Thank, thank you, Steve. Really nice talk with you. Anytime. Okay,
Totally,
and thank
totally.
you for all the audience. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, yeah.